How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another 5 open scrim. Today, I'm going to be hosting it once again. Going to be coming to you live from Trovo and Twitch today. So, whatever social media platform you're watching on, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, anything other than Twitch or Trovo, do me a favor, go ahead and hop over to one of those, give me a follow on those. I'm trying to hit 2 goals on them. Trovo right now trying to hit 100 followers, and Twitch trying to hit that 1,000 follower mark. So definitely would appreciate it quite a bit if you hit that follow button for me. So we're going to go ahead and get our first round underway today. We're going to be rocking it out on Erangel this round. First playing line is going to go from Mill to Power all the way over to Hospital. So could potentially have quite a few good drops for everybody. So let's see how everything ends up playing out. So we already have our first couple teams jumping out of the plane. It does look like Team Panic is going to be heading towards the Milta Power area. They're going to go ahead and, I believe, take Milta Small, whereas Ultimate Nikkei DE is going to go for Big Power. And sorry, guys, I literally woke up like 30 minutes ago. Once my energy drink kicks in, I will definitely be a lot more with it. So you notice over time, I'm probably going to talk quite a bit faster. So as far as I can tell, on the left-hand side of the map, as you can see, the first zone is going to go ahead and shift to the western side. We're going to have an abundance of teams clustering up in the North and South Georgia area. Let's go over here, checking in with Team 17. This is going to be EXE Execute. And we're also going to have Team 6, which is going to be underscored just off in the distance. They're going to be on the backside of South Georgia, looting the other compounds. And I'm not sure what happened here. But one of the players for Buzz is going to go ahead and swim across the water over to North George. Possibly AFK. Never know. Things happen. Where is the rest of the teams? I want to see somebody that's actually close to each other. So you can see Redox trying to land some shots right there onto one of the players from Hate Gaming. It's going to get the knock as well onto Caro. I personally think this is one of the most underrated weapons in the game. I honestly absolutely love this thing. Let me head up over here to Team 24 and Yasnai real quick. I want to see how close they are to Team 16 at this point. Most likely I'm going to be heading back over there to the South George area, try to catch the tail end of Redox right here with the VSS. I believe when we rotated away, he was trying to land some spots onto another team. And off in the distance now you can see Prism Esports rolling in just behind some of the players for Hate Gaming over there. Let's see if they can go ahead and try to third party this, get some kills pretty early in this one. Definitely when it comes down to points, you never know how many you actually need, so it's always a good idea to go ahead and start fragging out. It's always just the potential that one wrong step can eliminate you from the entire game, but sometimes it's just a risk. I saw, what was it, a team the other day. They were 5 kills out of first place. All they really needed was 5 kills. But other than that, you really... no, I don't believe they have a new player. Unless one of them changed their name. But you never know. I don't pay attention to their chat, so it is possible that they do have a new player. And yes, Loyal, the scrim did start already. I run a stream delay. That way, anybody that tries to tune into the stream as they're playing can't go ahead and stream snipe everybody. Definitely makes it no fun at that point. So let's go and check in with the one player over here for Team 4 trying to run away in a vehicle from Team 21. You can see them all trying to land some shots onto that thing as he goes ahead and gets up that hill. Actually surprised I don't see a smoking with that many people just shooting the thing down. Let's head up here to South George. Once again, we're seeing some knocks come through the stream. I just realized who you are. You were saying that in chat, Brown. How you doing, dude? So Hay is going to go ahead and backtrack a little bit. They are going to get shot in the back right here by Team 17 as they try to do so. Fortunately for them, they didn't lose anybody in that exchange. And Genome going to get knocked through the window, showing a very small part of his body, and they took complete advantage of that, going for the knock. As you can see, Maryland gets the knock right here onto Redox, tried to go for the thirst, heard the footsteps coming, and backed off. So definitely a very good call right there. It's not always wise to go for the thirst unless you're safe to do so. Potentially you could get knocked in the process, and you don't even get the kill point. So sometimes you just got to be aware of your surroundings, just like Maryland was right there. So in my opinion, that was the right call instead of going for the points, just trying to stay alive. And now you can see Team 17 is now going to go ahead and get some angles around this building. I do foresee these guys going ahead and pushing, but here comes 2 frags right now from Bear, and going to get the double kill with the frag grenade. So Zone is going to go ahead and start pushing in. We're going to see all these teams up here near the Yasnaya area, as well as Team 8 headed up towards the Kameshki area. They're going to go ahead and have to rotate into most likely the eastern or the northern part of the zone. As you can see, where shooting range and everything is right over there, there's really nobody over there. So they should have a pretty good trek if they want to come in through the northern side. And the eastern side as well is going to be open near the school in the Rosshawk area. So nobody really should have any bad rotations through this first zone. So I do foresee most of these teams lasting for probably the next 1 to 2 zones after this. So we're just going to get over here in time to go ahead and see Team 14 go ahead and take down one of the players from DCAT. Unfortunately, singled out as a solo. The rest of the team is going to be over there at the yellows just to the northwest. So that's going to give Team 14 4 kills to go ahead and start off this first round. And we're still going to see some shots coming up from the South Georgia area. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate back. Let's see what these guys are up to. There is going to be a drop right in between these 2 teams from what I could tell on the map. And we are seeing some players from Buzz get knocked just up north. So I'm going to go ahead and switch up here to these guys and see who is on top of Team 5. So Bambi trying to provide some cover fire just downrange so they can't go ahead and thirst Bunny. You can see one of the players from Buzz is going to go ahead and hop in that UAS. That's going to be Yadam, going to go ahead and push forward. Can they get the knock on the player from Team 13? And they do. And they are going to get shot from distance from the rest of his team. So they're going to go ahead and get a knock onto Yadam. Going to go ahead and hide behind the tree for some cover. Fortunately, most likely should be able to get revived. So they're going to go ahead and I believe get 1 kill off of this. And here comes the rest of Team 13. I didn't see these guys go ahead and backtracking across the bridge to come back and just take on a team when their teammate is already down. No loyal. What Brown said. These are for helping out my EU team. They needed a streamer for this event, so I figured I'd help them out. Got a bunch of followers off of it last time, and honestly, I kind of like the crowd a little bit more than the NEA crowd. They're definitely not as toxic. To me, they seem a little bit more friendly. So it's definitely fun streaming for EU. Definitely why I came back. And I'm actually going to be doing another EU event on Friday as well. That one's going to be for Tip Top Esports. So definitely trying out some new things. Hopefully, I can get to 1,000 followers pretty quickly. And here comes some knocks onto Buzz. Right now, the only one up is going to be Bunny. And Team 13 has now come in from multiple different angles. And when it comes down to that, there's really nothing you can do except just try to get a couple knocks into the process. And unfortunately, it most of the time turns around that you get shot in the ear or in the back and you just never saw it coming. So we're going to go ahead and see Team 7 rotating by these guys rotating by these guys now. I'm still surprised the one member for Team 13 has not been picked up yet. Let's see if FaZe goes ahead and jumps out, and they do. They're going to go ahead and take this battle. They're going to have the high ground on this one, so they should potentially be able to get some. Oh, they're also going to have to worry about Team 19 now rotating around to their left. So, going to be sandwiched right now in between two teams. The question right now is Team 13 going to third party this? I know they hear these shots right now, and you always want a third party. It's the easiest kills you will ever get in this game. Unfortunately, War Dynasty is going to have two players knocked, going for that revive over there. And they're going to go ahead and thirst one of the players for Team 19 that they went ahead and knocked while they were pushing across the street. Fortunately for them, they do have a bunch of smokes, but smokes only last for 40 seconds, so they're going to have to figure something out pretty quickly to do in this situation. They really don't have a whole lot of cover there except for the one rock that Apollo is currently hiding behind. So they may want to just go ahead and try to smoke back to the compound and regroup. So here comes some shots onto Apollo. Just going to land a couple right there. Nothing too crazy. And you can see now it's pretty much just going to come down to angles. These smokes are most likely about to run out. So they're going to have to run back as quickly as possible. Sparky's going to get shot in the back as he tries to make his retreat backwards as well. And you can see them trying to land some shots right there onto Ka right there behind the smoke. Does land probably a couple, and then fortunate enough to have some heals, went ahead and got that off. And gonna make their way to zone, trying to zigzag back and forth. Unfortunately, is just not enough. And they're going to go ahead and get another knock and go for the thirst. So that's, I believe, going to bring Team 19 down to a one-man. So now we're just going to be looking at just Apollo for this team. Real question is, Team 7 going to push the last man? We're going to go ahead and check in with Team Panda. And unfortunately got to this one right at the very end of it. And we're looking at Groza Gaming going to get the final couple shots into the last player. They did get one player knocked in the process. As you can see, they're going to go ahead and get that player back up, bring that team back up to full strength. And I believe, what was it, XM... They did get 2 kills in the first round. Fortunately, just wasn't enough. Groza came in. That's going to give them 6 total so far for this round. So They're doing pretty good right now. 6 kills, and it's not even what that was first zone, I believe, maybe second. No, I think it was first. So 6 kills by the first zone shift. In my opinion, definitely, definitely good. So we're gonna go ahead and see a hard shift out of this zone. This one's gonna go ahead and head to the southwest right now. Vape Nation going to be pretty much dead center on this one. Unfortunately, this one's going to be a little bit less than half of this zone is going to be water. So it's not going to be a whole lot of compounds and area for these teams to go ahead and rotate into. We're going to go ahead and see a bunch of these teams go ahead and start rotating early to go ahead and claim their stake on a territory and try to hold it down as best as possible for the rest of the teams rotating in. Throws a game and just letting shots off of everybody rotating by. So they're going to be just on the eastern edge of the zone border and just placing shots on everybody as they rotate in. Let's go over here now, check in with Defeaters. They're going to be coming up right behind Prism Esports, and we're going to get a knock right there from Angela onto Rich. She's going to go ahead and try to land the last couple shots right there to thirst it, and kill is going to get stolen by Team 24 over there. Backstab is definitely backstabbing Prism Esports right there. Go ahead and stealing their hard work and getting themselves the point on that one. And we're looking at Vape Nation just behind us as well. They're going to be up on the hill just behind these compounds. Team 4 definitely is going to want to play this one just a little bit smart. They're not going to really have a whole lot of room to rotate on this one. All the high ground has been taken, so if they go ahead and peek, they're either going to be shot by Vape Nation over here or Team 10 on the hill just above. And they're also still going to have to worry about Prism Esports in the compound directly in front of them as well. And you never know. Team 24 could play some shots on them once again, go ahead and third party and steal some kills. Going to switch over here to Vape Nation now. 2 of their players currently knocked on the backside of these rocks. This hill, I actually love this hill. I've won a couple ESL games using this exact hill. This is crazy easy to defend. A lot of people, I don't know why, won't come on this backside at all. I guess people like being more centralized, but a lot of the times try to guess zone shifts. Doesn't work out in my favor sometimes. Actually, most of the time. It's just educated guessing. Now let's go ahead and check in with Team 7 over here. These guys are going to be blowing the doors off of this side, trying to play some shots back to the northeast onto Team 8. And let's see what EXE Gaming is doing over here. Or sorry, EXE Execute. Redox does have a ghillie suit, so the only problem here is the compound in front of them within 100 meters. I think I said it last time. Things don't render in over 100 meters. That is basically because we're playing on phones. Just really doesn't have enough power to go ahead and get everything that's inside of this game to basically show up at all times. I'm just interested to see where this zone is going to go ahead and shift after this, because right now, Prism is going to have a fantastic spot in this zone. They're not really going to have to worry about a whole lot of teams because, as you can see, they're spread out all around them. And here comes the push from Team 17. Now they're going to go ahead and crash the compound. Pretty ballsy with all these teams around. Big potential for third-party action right here onto EEXE. So Jack gonna go ahead and get knocked and thirst right there by Sheeta. Here comes the push out from Angela. Is gonna get shot in the back right there by Redox. And Shade coming in to provide some cover. And now here comes the rest of Team 17. Royal is gonna crash the right-hand side, move in, gets the shots on the left-hand side of Jade, gets the knock, and goes for the first pretty much instantly. And they go ahead and push forward. And let's see if Yennefer can go ahead and take on this 1v3, I think it is right now. And they move in as a team from 2 different directions. And like I said earlier, when it comes to stuff like that, all you can do is pretty much spray and pray, and hopefully you get every single player coming at you. Never played. This is actually a setup event. You would have to join the 5 Open Scrum server and go ahead and register a team. These are European events, so I can go ahead and drop the link into the chat so you can go ahead and join their next one if you'd like that, but definitely can't get in today. And same to you as well, Hayden Looper. You got to join their server and sign up for these. So we're going to see a knock on the right-hand side right there onto Redox. Groza is going to go ahead and thirst one of them. They're going to most likely get up Complex right now. And most likely we're going to see a push onto Royal after that. So fortunately, Zone is going to push more to the mainland just a little bit. Fortunately, we're not going to have a big portion of what I suspect is going to be a crazy intense zone. We're not going to see a whole lot of teams on the southern tip yet. They're most likely going to be making their rotations within the next couple seconds. But I do foresee Team 22 and Team 7 eventually facing off between each other. And let's see where the other teams are at. So Team 14 going to be running through the open field. Unfortunately, don't have a vehicle. And when it comes to this game, your vehicles are your lifeline. Without them, it makes for very hard rotations. You have to worry about teams coming in at all times. So you're pretty much just constantly running and watching your back because somebody's going to be proning somewhere just waiting to take those shots on your head. So we're going to start seeing the teams go ahead and stack up to the south now. Team 10 most likely going to try to gatekeep this one as the teams try to run in. You can see Team 14 right there on the very edge of the blue zone. He's trying to land some shots onto Lin. Lin going to be down to 1 HP and unfortunately goes out to the play zone. That is not going to be any points right there for Team 10. Let's see if they can go ahead and try to get the last member for Team 14 as they try to come through the zone as well. It's very possible that they may stay there and just try to heal off, give themselves some position points. Definitely a strategy that you see from a lot of teams when they don't have the ability to safely make it into the zone. They'll just drop all their meds for one player and basically just heal it off and try to place as high as possible to get their team some points. And let's see. Zone's going to go ahead and shift to the north. It's going to go to Vape Nation. As you can see, sole player for Team 13. Going to be swimming it out in the water. It's going to have to keep popping up and down to get some air. Very, very, very low on HP right now. Hayden, that's the name of the scrim. You have to go ahead and sign up for them. Just because they're open doesn't mean like they're open. You still have to go ahead and register. It just means it's open to everybody. It's not like T1, T2 stuff where you have to go ahead and earn your spot. It's basically just gotta register your team and you're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and see Vape Nation go ahead and crash the backside of the hill right here. Simba going to go ahead and try to get the Thirst onto Freezy. And instead, going to get the last shots right there onto Quiet. That's going to bring us down to our final 3 teams for this round. We're going to be looking at Team 10, which is 7 Adams France, Vape Nation, and what is Team 7? That's going to be 6-9. So unfortunately for Vape Nation, Zone is going to go ahead and shift away from these guys. If it didn't, I definitely saw these dudes winning it with that location. Everybody else would have had to push through the open field towards them. But PUBG gods definitely wanted to see something else today. So we're going to see a open field fight between these 3 teams. So here we see FaZe snaking through the grass to the left. Let's see if they go ahead and stop at the tree or if they keep going. Team 22, I'm not really sure what they've decided to do yet. I do see them rotating on the backside of the hill, coming somewhat towards the last member for 7A, and they do go ahead and take them out. So we are going to go look at our final 2 teams. We're looking at a 4v3. Could be anybody's game at this point. It's really how these 2 teams end up playing this out. If they play it smart, 3-man could definitely take down the 4-man. So everybody ready to see some snaking. And this is when frags come in, absolutely crucial. You can see that one's going to be coming crazy close to FaZe over there behind that tree. Fortunately for him, ended up moving to the left. And here comes another one on him. This one's going to go ahead and cause just a little bit of damage. Nothing too crazy. Estrella is going to go along the same pattern. Go ahead and prone to this left-hand side. And Vape does not want to prone that close together. One frag could take out this entire team right now. What's up, Gamers Club? How you doing? So we're still getting some frags come out. And Christian going to go ahead and push up to the tree now. And still nothing going between these 2 teams. No shots landed on either. Just some frag damage. That's about it right now. So we're going to have a Molly come out from 6-9. It's going to land right in between the couple players right there. So we're going to exchange knock for knock. Now we're down to a 3v2. And thank you for the follow. And another player for 6-9 does go down. And now we are going to be looking at a 2v1. Simba's going to go ahead and backtrack high behind the tree. And it was just a little bit too much firepower for him. Ends up landing a couple shots onto one, but 2 people aiming down the barrel at you. It's not too fun. So that's going to go ahead and end our first round. 6-9 going to go ahead and take first place on that one with a bunch of kills. But we're going to go ahead and get the second round set up, guys, and we will be back, I believe. It's what, like 10 minutes in between each round? So we'll go ahead and ping all the people to get into the next one. So we will be back soon. All right, guys, welcome back for round number 2. We're going to be playing on this Miramar this round. Believe last week when I streamed for you guys, Miramar was an awesome round. That and Sandhawk. The Sandhawk ending, in my opinion, was absolutely phenomenal. I think it came down to, I think it was the hill just below caves, that little like 3-tier like kind of platform kind of thing. And in my opinion, that is what I love to see in like all like end game anything. I love action. I hate to see people like camping and everything like that. And my type of gameplay is just full out, I guess, like head-to-head action. And that's what I love seeing in this game. I don't like seeing people get like 0 kills in the top 5. I love seeing tons and tons of shooting, everything like that. So let's see what plane line is going to be this round. So we're going to go from middle of nowhere all the way up to Tori. So we're going to have all of our teams out now. Let's see how many of these are going to be on top of each other. Oh, first couple teams. Let's go over here and check in with the cat. They're going to be placing some shots onto, I believe it's going to be Buzz Esports. So Jade's going to go ahead and start this round early. She's going to go ahead and get her first knock this round. If you have not seen this girl play, you definitely need to watch it. She ended up filling in for a scrim with us, I think like maybe 2 weeks ago. And it came down to it was us and one more team. And I ended up getting knocked. She got me back up. I pushed to the right-hand side, made the mistake of overreaching, and I definitely paid for that one. I ended up getting knocked, and she ended up taking on an entire team by herself, getting us the victory. Like, it was absolutely insane. So I do give Jade a bunch of props. Definitely a badass gamer. So we're going to see a very very southern zone on this one. Unfortunately, that's going to be a big amount of water. So we're not going to have, in my opinion, very good zones after this. Let's see what Groza can do right here. Tries to do the jump shot over the wall. Ends up paying for it, but his teammates are going to be too far away to go ahead and provide some cover fire. So that's going to go ahead and leave Groza down one player very early in the second round. Hate Game is going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Single out the one player. And definitely makes it a lot easier in the long run. Once you go ahead and count what players are off of which teams. So the one thing I try to do all game long, I watch that kill feed. I try to count in my head how many players are removed from each team. So when it comes down to end game, let's say I get a knock and I think it's a full team, but it's actually a duo. Gonna go ahead and push that literally every single time. It all comes down to just counting. It's real easy. As long as you pay attention, you should be good. So Rich gonna go ahead and bounce into the back of this compound. Is going to get a knock right there at the beginning. And SK going to go ahead and be right there to clean it up and save his teammate. Here comes another player from Team 4. SK is going to be using the pipes right there to go ahead and get whatever cover he can. And I believe Team 6 went ahead and third-partied that and stole some kills. I think I ended up stealing one away from them. And We're going to have Team 6. This is going to be Hate Gaming just in the bottom of the compound that one of the players from Grows is currently inside of. And then you're going to see Becky and one of the players from Hate Gaming going to be facing off in the compound just next door. And it's going to be trying for the 1v2 right now. So Spin's going to be behind the broken wall, and Becky's going to be on the back side of the compound. They're going to be sitting here peeking back and forth, trying to get the knock on the one player behind the rock. Fortunately, Veggie is going to be behind the container, providing a good amount of cover fire. If it wasn't for Veggie, I definitely saw that going a completely different way. So very nice job to him. When it comes down to players that play support, I do give you guys props. You don't get enough recognition for what you do for the team. You usually sacrifice kills and sit in locations where you're really not going to see a whole lot of people, but you're going to be there to basically help out the team whenever they need it. It's just a role that people really don't think enough of, because they're pretty much there to do all of the stuff that nobody else wants to do. So Quiet's going to go ahead and be taken out, and I believe that is... Well, he only got knocked. Where's the other player? So now that we're done with the multiple teams over here, we're just going to be down to, let me get back to the team list. I do apologize. I'm not too familiar with some of your guys' team names, since I think this is only the second time I've ever done any EU anything. So we're going to be looking at Groza Gaming, I believe. What is that? Frenzy and SK going to be the last ones up for that team over there. Hate Gaming over here on to Team 6. They're going to be taking on Team 4 right now. That's going to be Defeaters. As we saw earlier, they were having a pretty good battle between these guys. I'm actually kind of surprised Groza is going to back off of this one, unless they don't have any kind of guns or ammo or anything. They could definitely do quite a bit of damage to both these teams trying to third party it. As you can see right now, Hate gonna go ahead and spread it out. So we're gonna see a couple different angles from this team right now. Never really want to bunch too much together. Bad things can happen with grenades. I've personally experienced it myself, so I know the struggles when it comes to things like that, especially when you don't have a whole lot of room as well. Spin going to come out with the mini, get a knock onto Maryland. This is going to give Becky the ability to go ahead and push forward to the compound from the broken wall. And Spin, I believe, is going to get the knock onto Veggie on that right-hand side right there, which is going to give Becky the ability to now go ahead and push to the compound just directly in front. And now we're going to see a 2v1 on to Cario right here on Hate Gaming. And Spin's going to go ahead and get, I believe, 2 of those kills from what I saw through the kill feed. I think it came up twice when he got the knock in the finish. So Becky's going to go ahead and get himself 1 right there. Spin's going to go ahead and get 2. And that's going to give them 3 kills in this round. Hopefully they can find a vehicle to make their rotation into the zone. They're going to have a pretty good trek from Cruz all the way down to minus Generalis would probably be the closest position to these guys on the edge of zone right now. As you can see, Groza is just sitting here waiting for these guys to go ahead and try to rotate out and see what happens between these teams right here. And Spin ends up getting knocked. I have a feeling they thought Groza was no longer here. Hopefully all these guys got a bunch of health, as we're looking at a 2,000 meter trek to the zone. Can be definitely deadly to go out this early. Ugh. So they're pretty much trying to throw anything they can over here at Backy, trying to get the thirst. Out comes a nade right there from Frenzy. They're going to go ahead and get it, and I believe Frenzy's going to get that one as well. So that's going to be 4 for that team to go ahead and start it off. Hopefully they can find a vehicle and make their rotation in. We're only going to see a few teams in the zone right now. We're going to see a massive amount of teams coming in from the northern side onto this one. I do expect to see quite a bit of fighting right there on the very edge of Los Leones very early. Let's see where they end up rotating to. You can see right now, Team 7 going to be very, very close to Team 15, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to these guys, and let's see if they end up trying to play some shots onto them, maybe even blow up some vehicles. But it does look like right now they are being fairly quiet. And here come the shots from Loco, and did land a few right there onto Estrella, but they will still have the ability to go ahead and make the rotation forward. You can see 3 of them getting away pretty much scot-free, and hopefully they don't all focus in on Estrella right here. They can definitely single them out, try to blow that thing up, but it only sounds like maybe a couple of them are using full autos, so the single taps and everything not going to really do a whole lot of damage to vehicles. It's pretty much just comes down to the abundance of bullets being landed on it to try to get it out as quickly as possible. So I'm going to check in with this one player right here for Team 24, see if they continue rotating forward. This could be deadly right here for him. No cover on a motorcycle running right into Team 11. They are going to land a couple shots, and they are going to get the knock. So I don't believe we have seen a hard shift yet. So I believe the next zone after this is going to be a hard shift zone, since this one was fairly straightforward. Um, I'm trying to pick up on, I guess, how zones move, everything like that. From what I've noticed, just doing bunch of scrims, you'll always see what 2 to 3 very hard shifts, and then 1 to 2 just kind of like subtle shifts. So it's just judging at what point the zone's gonna do what. Um, it kind of turns into a guessing game, but you depending on how much you play, you'll see kind of like zones do the same thing from game to game. So I had a scrim the other day, and it had the same exact zone as one that I've done before. And we basically went to the same location, everything like that, and 100% mimicked the entire thing. So we knew exactly where it was going just because of a previous match where it had done the same thing. So it's a small percentage that things like that can happen, but it's just how much time you really put into the game. Antho right now trying to take on the 1v4. And where is his teammate going? Hisk is going to go ahead and backtrack just a little bit towards the church area. You can see Mirror is going to go ahead and try for a flank on the left-hand side. And does look like Freak is going for the same as well. And Freak now going to come out with the knock right there onto one of the players for Accelerate. Going to hop back in their vehicle and most likely push up, try to get the Thirst. Antho's still going to be alive for that team right there. And you can also see one of the players for Accelerate going to be just on the hill behind these guys. He's trying to play some shots right there onto Ming Baby. And Tamika going to go ahead and get the knock. And trying right now for the Thirst. And here comes a knock onto another one of the players right there onto Team 21. And they're going to go ahead and get the Thirst onto the first, which is going to go ahead and bring them down to a 3-man. Let's see if Mira can go ahead and get the revive with Tamiko right there. And here comes the push forward from Russ. Not sure what happened there. So we're going to see a hard shift on this next zone. This one's going to go ahead and move to the southeastern side. Let's go over here with Team 17, check in with these guys, see what Execute's currently up to. Bunny going to come out with the badass Car 9 shot right from the right-hand side onto Jack. And unfortunately, that is going to bring this team down to a 2-man at this point. Fallen going to get a knock onto Royal now, which is now putting this team down to a 1-man. Redox does get the knock onto Fallen. Let's see if Redox can go ahead and bring this team back from the grave right now. And Bunny gets her confirm right there. Went ahead and bled out. They couldn't get to him in time. And here we see the push forward. And Zuki should have no issues getting that revive off. MSSR now going to be pushing forward on the bottom of this hill, trying to figure out where these players for Team 24 rotated off to. All right, so zone is now going to go ahead and shift to the northwest. I believe so that's 2 hard shifts right there. So next zone after that, I believe, is going to most likely go ahead and centralize back up. Let's see if I'm trying to learn these things. Let's see if I'm right on this end. So Prism is going to go ahead and get a finish onto one of the players right there from Execute. This is going to go ahead and bring them down to a 1-man for the rest of this round. So it's all now going to be up to Royal. So Buzz still taking on Team 21. I feel like it's been a little bit. And Team 21 isn't careful. 6-9 is right there on the very edge of the hills up there. They could have a shot on their backs and they wouldn't even know it. But they're going to go ahead and push forward. They're going to make it into the long building right here. Buzz is now rotated down below the hill into the double story compound. Fallen and Yedem going to be just a tiny bit low onto HP. Nothing too crazy at this point. I am seeing some knocks from 6-9 up here on the top of this hill. So I'm going to go ahead and check in with these guys, see what's going on up here. And we are seeing Vape Nation take on the cat, and the cat ends up getting the last final bullets into one of the players over here. So very nice job right there by Peace to go ahead and keep his team still standing. And gonna head back over here to XM, and I did not get the tail end of the battle between them and Buzz, but it does look like they ended up coming out victorious in that exchange. So I do apologize that I didn't get that one. Thought I would get back to it just in time. All right, so Tamika going to be the only one up for Accelerate for the rest of this one. Battle we saw earlier, I believe that brings XM down to a 3-man. Royal still the last one for Team 17 over there. Prism fortunately going to have a complete roster still standing. And Team 24, where's my roster list? Backstab going to be down to a 2-man. And we're seeing a knock come out from Apollo over there on the top of the hill. I'm hearing a bunch of shots come on to Tamika right now from Prism. They're taking out the tires of his buggy. Definitely going to make rotation not too fun. They're also going to get a knock onto one of the players from XM on the top of the hill just above the cave entrance. And I don't see any issues with getting the revive off onto that one. And we're going to go ahead and see zone pretty much centralize up onto Team 19 over here. Let's go ahead and check in with these guys. Currently, one of them knocked. You're going to see Team 8 going to be right on the top of the hill right here, aiming down at these couple players right now for Team 19. Apollo, I believe, the only one still up for these guys, trying to play some shots with the M24. And right now, he's going to be sandwiched in between pretty much two teams. Fortunately, the vehicle is providing some cover from the backside over there from Team 8. But pretty much right now, just going to have to focus onto Team 11. A frag right now would be very detrimental to Team 11. Apollo would have a very nice opportunity if he did have a frag. So Apollo is going to be jiggle peeking the rock left and right, gets the knock on Necros right there, and unfortunately wasn't able to take out. I thought that's, yeah, Insane. Got Insane down to crazy low XP and just didn't have those extra couple bullets right there at the end to get the knock. Unfortunately, I believe if he did get the second knock, I believe the third player most likely would have got him, unless he went ahead and pulled out his secondary. Coming over here to Prism now, and they're pushing up the hill right now onto XM, and I believe they end up taking them out at the very end right there with the Uzi. As you can see, very, very low on XP. All it would have taken is maybe 2 to 3 more bullets, and Prism would have been victorious on that exchange. But very nice attempt by the Prism girls. Love to see them play. They are actually crazy good. Here comes Team 14 now, pushing in through the blue zone. One player for Nakat right there. Could potentially take these guys out on the side of the hill. Not sure if just going to go ahead and heal off or try to get some kill points. But Wesh is going to have a pretty good position right here, right behind the what I call fake vehicles that really don't do anything except provide a little bit of cover. Going to take out one of the players from the cat pushing forward onto the backside of the hill. You can see Bardock going to go ahead and push forward now as well. Hop out of the buggy, and Wesh going to go right there with the AK and clean that one up. So we're looking at our final three teams right here for our second round. Team 8 going to be 3-man, Team 21 a 3-man, and Team 11 a 3-man. So we're looking at a 3v3v3. So at this point, really any of these teams' games. So Wesh is going to go ahead and try to get a little bit of an angle right here onto Team 21, going to be pushing up on the very edge of the blue zone. As you can see, Toxic going to go prone just below the hill's edge as well. The only thing I see that may be an issue for this team pushing up, Team 11 right there with the ability to go ahead and third party this as they push forward. They may be able to use those smokes for a little bit of cover. And here comes the knock onto Toxic as well as Wesh. And I believe it is now just down to Rowdy. Team 11 is just chilling back in the zone, just getting the free knocks as they try to run in away from the blue zone. So we are now looking at a 3v1. Let's go ahead and check in with Rowdy and let's see how he takes this one. And basically, like it came down to last game. Too many people. You can only shoot maybe one or two at a time. It just came down to that off angle on his right-hand side. And there's really not a whole lot you can do in those types of situations. Just spray and pray and hope you win. But very nice job to Team 11 right there with the second round win. And very nice job right there by Wesh on, I believe that's what? Panic or AW. Wesh at the very end had a bunch of kills to go ahead and help his team out. So very good job to those guys. We will go ahead and get our room set up for round number 3. So stay tuned and we will be back. Hi guys, welcome back for round number 3. Going to be playing on Sandhawk this round. So plane line's going to go from kind of the docks area all the way up to Hattin. So we're going to see a big abundance of teams jumping out pretty much as soon as the button pops up on their screens. As far as I can tell, only a couple teams heading down to the south. Very bunch of teams heading up to the northern area right there, kind of around Paradise. So I'm going to go ahead and check in with these teams over here, see how close they are actually together. Right now I do see Team 20 and Team 9 fairly close together. This is going to be Groza as well as Buzz up there in Paradise. We do see Freezy over here for what's Team 20? Well, that's going to be Groza as well. So they're going to be spread a little bit wide from each other. Depending on the abilities of that team, these plays do pay off. You don't lose as many people in exchange, but that one person definitely has to have the ability of winning 1v4 fights on a very consistent basis. Other than that, I don't recommend teams try to do split looting like that. Generally recommend to do a 2-2 or altogether. Just depends on how comfortable the whole entire team is together. But that's just my view of things. I tend to do things a little different than everyone else. But I just tend to overthink things sometimes. So I was trying to figure out where these shots are coming from. Let's go over here, check in with Team 14. So you can see Lynn currently knocked for this team. Rich going to be behind the compound. Third person peeking the side, seeing if they come for the revive onto their buddy right there. The only thing that could be bad for Rich right now is no helmet. So Lynn was able to get back up, and that can bring them back to full strength. I'm going to go over here and check in with Team 23 now. They're going to have to worry about Nakat just on the other side of the water. But not going to be a whole lot from these guys right now, so I'm going to go ahead and check in with XM real quick and watch them currently take on XLR8. And Mir going to get knocked through the window by Hisk. So I'm going to go down here and check in with Team 4 once again. I believe it's Rich getting a couple knocks. Or is it Rich being taken out? He's definitely bleeding out somewhere. I'm just not sure. I think he might be separated from his team. Currently looking at Backy and Spin, trying to take some shots right here. Gonna get a knock onto Sparky. And Ka going to go ahead and push up on the back. He's going to take advantage of that. That's going to go ahead and bring Team 19 down to a one-man. Unfortunately, they were not able to get 4 people into this round. Here comes Spin pushing up on the backside of the rock and puts some shots into Omega's side. That's going to go ahead and eliminate that team very early in this third round. Definitely nice job right here to Team 4 to go ahead and get them some points early in this round. So Team 13 with the high ground over Team 14 right here. You can see a couple knocks right here at this compound. So this is where I remember seeing Rich earlier. So team definitely not going to be able to come for him. He's mostly going to bleed out there. can Victoria get back to her teammate, get the revive up, and get away from this situation? And ends up not happening. Deshawn ends up getting the finish, and I believe that now brings Team 14 down to a one-man for the rest of this round. So we're going to go over here with Team 24. That's going to be Backstab. They're going to be coming up on the compound with Team 12 inside. To me, from the spectator glitch, it looked like the door was shut. There's some things I just really wish they would fix in this game. So Antho is going to be taken out. One of the players coming back through the right-hand side does get those final shots through that open window, and there's just some things you can't get away from, especially when a whole team is just barreling down at you. So Rich ends up bleeding out over there. Actually, no. They end up stealing that away from Team 13. So that's going to give Team 14, I believe, 1 kill so far for this round. Hopefully is able to get away with Team, what was it? Team 13 on the top of the hill, still overwatching down over him. There's really not anything going on at this point. We do see a knock coming across now from Spin. Let's see if I can find it before it ends. One thing I've noticed since the update is I don't really see a whole lot of markers on the map like I used to. And that's how I actually used to find a bunch of the things going down. So ended up finding them under all of the players over here. So Callie was able to get in the cross back up. Bang gonna get a bunch of shots landed onto them behind the rock. And Insane is taking fire from Spin over there on the left-hand side as well. And Backy trying to go ahead and get some cover behind the rock. 6ix9ine has now moved into the area. They're going to go ahead and try to third party this one. Coming very close to taking Backy out of this one. Here comes the push up from Callie now. They're going to go ahead and try to third party Callie as well. Ends up taking probably about half of the HP off. And Backy, with the right decision right there, is going to go ahead and get some cover underneath the bridge. While Callie ends up getting knocked by 6ix9ine just on the other side of the water. And here comes the knock onto Backy. They're going to go ahead and thirst that one as well. Let's see what the other teams are currently up to. I saw some kills coming through the feed. And there's going to be quite a few teams over here on the right-hand side of the island. You can see shots coming onto Toxic. It's going to be a battle between, I think, 3 teams right here. So I do see a player knocked for Vape over there. A player knocked for Teammate just up the hill as well. And Prism is now going to be rotating down into this area as well. It does look like they're going to exchange nade for nade knock right there. So let's see whose team can get here fast enough to go for the revive. And at this point, it looks like it's going to be Prism Esports. You can see Toxic's going to go ahead and crawl out of the compounds, try to make his way somewhere, but I just don't see the revive coming off on that. So I'm going to rotate up here to Backstab real quick. I'm going to go ahead and catch the tail end of this battle between them and Hey Gaming. Or is it Underscore? Sorry, they changed their name. So Maryland going to come out with the knock and the thirst. And I believe this is going to bring Backstab down to a one-man. Let's see if underscore can go ahead and find, and they do. Fletch going to get the final couple bullets right there with the M7. And let's see how many kills that's going to give them for this round. They're going to be rocking it out with 3 already. So not too bad to go ahead and start this first round off. I believe this is the first zone change, if I remember correctly. And just trying to figure out where it's going to go after this. It's I usually try to say it rotates away from the drop, so where Team 13 and Team 11 are currently at, I do see the zone moving away from there. It might go more towards boot camp, but we'll see probably in the next couple of seconds. Maybe Team 18 might try to gatekeep some teams right here on the very edge. So I'm going to go ahead and check in with these guys. So they're going to be looting some compounds, and they might have to worry about Vape as well as Prism coming into the zone. So let's go over and switch in here with Buzz. And we're going to be seeing them take on Groza just below. Fortunately for Fallen was able to get behind the rock before the thirst got off, but you can still see Team 17 inside of boot camp, so they're going to have to worry about 2 teams at this moment. With those shots, that's going to give Groza's position away to execute over there, so they may have to be a little wary of looking out the wrong windows. What's up, Vinny? How you doing, dude? I'm on a little bit of a delay, so I promise I'm not ignoring you. It will pop up, and you'll hear it eventually. Just trying to prevent some stream snipers. And from what I could tell, Team 8 going to be the farthest outside of this zone. And definitely going to have to make their trek within the next 8 seconds. It's going to cause quite a bit of damage to these guys. Once it gets to this zone, I always try to rotate early unless it comes down to one of the very last zones, and I happen to be on the outside edge inside of Scrims. If you're not within the center, in my opinion, if you're still within the zone in the last 2 to 3, and you're on the very edge, late rotate if there's no open compounds that you can physically see, and just let everybody barrage each other. Let all the teams go out. You take their positions. You take their loot. It's just all about positioning. So we're going to see a couple kills come out for Vape right there. That is going to put them at 4 for this round so far. And we may see a fight right now between Team 20 and Team 10. We're seeing a couple shots landed onto, I believe, Seiko over there behind the couple rocks. And here come a couple shots landed onto SK. That's going to be coming out from Snow on top of the hill. Unfortunately for Groza, Quiet is going to get knocked in that exchange. But right now we're down to a 1-1 knock. Unfortunately, SK going to go ahead and get a thirst right there onto one of the members from Team 10, and is going to go ahead and try to push down to the compound for the flank. Snow's going to get the knock right there with the VSS to fend that one off, which may give Wiz the opportunity to go ahead and try to flank themselves and come up right on the left-hand side of Groza. And here we see a knock onto another member of Groza, and trying to push up, play peekaboo with the rock. Let's see if Quiet can pull this one off, being as low on HP as they are. So who's going to win this one? Is it going to be Snow or is it going to be Quiet? I kind of want to go with, well, I was going to say Snow because I have Snow in my name, but Quiet ended up getting him and being low on HP as well. So definitely a nice job right there. So Freezy trying to get the thirst on FK does get the knock onto Complex. And I believe we are going to see an exchange probably between Freezy and Wiz. Or is he just going to go for the revives onto his teammate? SK definitely about to bleed out. He's going to have to do the one tap to go ahead and get him back up. But I definitely see that team all getting back up. Not sure what Wiz is going to do after that happens. Just sit there and wait or try to fight this one out. But we are going to see a shift away from boot camp. This one's going to go towards the left-hand side, incorporate 2 of the islands and 2 of the bridges. So we could see potentially a couple teams swimming this one out in the zone. Definitely not a bad idea for solos and everything like that. As long as you can time all of like the coming up for air, everything like that, you may be good because they could be too distracted from each other with where the zone is. That you could potentially get a very good placement just because of that. So we're most likely going to have 2 big battles right here coming into this zone. We're going to see it on the northern side. And let's see if I can get over here before it ends. And we're going to be seeing a couple teams all running together. Buzz just swam across from boot camp. We're going to see some knocks onto underscore right there. And here comes a knock onto one of the players for Team 13. This one's going to come from Bunny. Deshaun going to be down to just a couple HP. Does have the opportunity to go ahead and heal back up. And here comes the knock onto Fallen. And I believe Kiwi was right there to go ahead and third party the team directly in front of him. That does give Buzz the opportunity to go ahead and get a knock onto Team 9 once again. And I believe that definitely saved them onto that one. They were going real hard to get the thirst onto Fallen. And Deshaun coming out with the nade gets the knock onto Electra. So this one is just now going to be down to Bunny and Yadam. So let's see how this one turns out for this team. You see Deshaun really wants these kills, jumping down from boulder to boulder, just waiting for them to come up for air. And I think he thinks that there was only one left. Can he get the zone before he dies? Was it worth it? And I think he's going to go out. Oh my god. And here comes the last couple shots from across the water from Groza. So let's switch over to the abundance of teams over here on the southern edge of this zone. Fortunately for this team, it's going to centralize up onto land, have very little water in this end zone. So we're going to see pretty much it's going to come down to a single compound and complete open field. So we're going to most likely see a bunch of snakes in this zone. Tons of smokes. Hopefully these guys have stocked up over the entire course of this round. Definitely going to need it with this one. So 6-9 going to be inside of these compounds. I believe they are just down to a 2-man at this point. Estrella going to get a knock onto one of the members right here for Groza. Problem for Groza right now is Team 13. They could third party them through the smoke on the backside of the wall. Does look like they're going to smoke up over there as well. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get back in. That heal was just a little bit too late. And with as strong as this zone is at that point, it's always better, in my opinion, to just leave your teammate and try to get those placement points. it can definitely make the absolute difference. So you just have to know when the opportunity is that you can go ahead for the revive and when the opportunity is to just leave them. I know it sucks, it'll piss some people off, but when it comes to squads, you have to do what's best for the team. You can't play it just as, hey, I'm on this team, I'm going to do what I want. You need to work as a squad. All right, guys, we're down to our final four teams, and you do see Team 23 moving up onto Spin right here. Spin coming out with the M7, gets the knock onto one, and Memo right there to go ahead and finish off the one member for Team 4. That'll bring us down to our final three teams. We're going to be looking at Groza, 6-9, and what is Team 23? That's going to be Team Panic. So Estrella going to get knocked inside the compound. This is going to bring 6-9 down to a 2-man at this point. Let's see if they can go ahead and pull this one off. They're going to go ahead and rotate on the very edge, try to play some shots, gets the knock onto Venom. And fortunately, it's going to have the heals to go ahead and come back up to full HP. And they are now going to have to push forward towards Team 23. So they're going to be looking at a 2v3. Team 20 going to be right there to go ahead and thirst those kills as they try to make their rotation forward. When it comes to Sandhawk, it's all down to running and gunning. You're going to be pretty much ADS the entire time when you are not running from zone. So it's either running from zone or you're ADS. It's 50-50. What was that, Halo or Halio? Gonna have a very good spot right here. Gonna see pretty much everything where Groza can go ahead and rotate into this zone from. So relay that back to the other two players for this team, and they could potentially win this one with these spots that these guys have, as long as they don't overextend and try to peek in situations that they shouldn't. I definitely believe that Team 23 does have a very, very good chance of winning this one. So we're going to see a push forward from Team 20. Freezy does get knocked, so it's going to be a 2v1. And Complex going to move forward, gets a thirst onto one of them. Complex going to stop and get the revive onto Freezy. You can see SK trying for the thirst right there onto Memo. And they're going to have to push up through this open field away from the zone. Let's see what the last member still standing for Team Panic can do in this situation. We're going to be looking at a 2v1. So it's going to come out with a knock right off the bat. We're looking at a 1v1. Is it going to be Team 23 or Team 20? It's going to land a couple good shots right there. It's going to bring Complex down to just a couple HP. And it's going to have to push over. Gets behind the tree just in time. And I believe here comes the molly. It's going to land directly beside. Doesn't do any damage. Comes off with the jump shot right there. Playing a ring around the rosy with the tree. And ends up landing the last couple bullets into Complex. And that is going to be the upset for Team Panic. Very nice job right there by Groza. But I feel like Halo definitely wanted that one. Played it very, very smart right there at the end. So we're going to go ahead and get the next round set up. I think it's the fourth and final round. So watch out for that ping. We'll be back momentarily. And go ahead and get the next round set up, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to our fourth round. I believe this is going to be our final match of today. Playing the line of this round, going to go from Winery all the way up to Peshkova. So it's really not going to give teams a whole lot of positioning right up there on the northwestern side. We're going to see most likely a cluster of people right here on the southwestern side. As you can see, they're all headed towards like that Dino Park area, kind of towards Villa as well. But we do see a very, very big abundance of teams right there in the center, right below Villa. It's just no telling where these teams were going to land, and that is not a good zone. This one's going to be basically half water. In my opinion, that is horrible for this round. Do you see one of the players for Team 11 on top of some of these dudes for Team 4? Out going to be the shots right there from Team 4. That's going to be Rich going for the 1v2 right here. And fortunately for Insane, going to have at least a couple bandages. At least do something. Bang's going to be on the left-hand side, pushing forward onto the broken wall. And Rich trying to land some right there on the Bang. Insane trying to push up right here onto the right-hand side. And believe that smoke right there is going to go ahead and scare Rich off, giving Bang the opportunity now to go ahead and push forward. And unfortunately just runs right into him. I don't even know if he got a shot off in time. But nice attempt right there by Rich. Definitely has some good moves. Just bad things happen sometimes. We're going to rotate over here to these couple teams. We're going to be looking at Underscore as well as Backstab right here. Just off in the distance, we're also going to see Groza. Would love to see some third-party action going on between all of these teams. It's definitely what I love to see on stream. I love lots and lots and lots of action. Not too big on like matches where everybody plays it safe. That's not my style. I like trying to bring as much entertainment to you guys as possible. That's main reason why I try to stick with every single battle instead of just like spectating one person. I try to get like the bird's eye view of everything going on so you can see pretty much everybody's moves. The only thing I wish they would incorporate into this game for like normal people like me and other streamers, if you guys ever watch like PMCO or PMPL and as well as ESL now, they have highlights around players' vehicles, all the players themselves. So where I have to go inside of a compound to see what's going on, they just get like the player outlines that you can physically see through the buildings. And I personally think that should be put into every custom room. I feel like it makes a giant difference. I'm not really sure why they don't. Just like I think I might have the yeah, I do. I had the grenade trails turned off. So I just went ahead and turned that one back on. So if anybody knows anybody in Tencent or PUBG, please tell them to add that option in for me. Like, I love it. So SK does push forward. He gets taken out right there by Biza. Ends up trying to crawl away and bleeds out. Team 6 off in the distance. Going to go ahead and rotate out, which is going to leave this down to just these two teams. So I believe Groza is currently down one member already. The main thing I love about Vikendi is It's got a lot of rooftops you can get on top of, jump from one to the other, stuff like that. Like, I think that's the main reason why I love seeing battles at Pachinki on Erangel is for that exact reason. You don't really see it in a whole lot of other maps. I'm not really sure why some of the other ones you have to try quite a bit to get on top of, like some of the buildings in Miramar. You have to go to the second story of the brick building, jump up on the crates, onto the windowsill, follow the windowsill all the way around, jump from that to the broken ladder, and then make your way up to the roof. Like, that's ridiculous. Just figure out something, some building I can jump on, some parkour shit, go from building to building. Make it easier on us. Couple things I am looking forward to in the future. Most likely, I really want to see an upgraded Erangel. Since this update, I feel like they nerfed the loot on Erangel. Um, it's not as easy to find stuff as it used to be. That's my main concern with Miramar. Miramar, it's hard to find scopes, but when it comes to loot, Vikindi and Sandhawk are amazing. So we're going to see a couple players jump out here for Team 8. They're going to go ahead and get 2 right there off the bat. They're going to have to worry about one of the players for Team 15 directly above them. Currently, they are going to be down to just a 2-man. Loka going to be quite a bit of ways from his team. So potentially Team 8 right here could go ahead and push on to this one player that's up on them. But it does look like they're going to go ahead and backtrack, make their way out of this area, and possibly try to last as long as possible in this round. Like I said earlier, I believe this is the final round of today. So there's really no telling. And currently we're going to see Buzz go ahead and crash the compound right here with underscore currently inside of it. And how many does Buzz still have up? So it's going to be a 4v4. Let's see where the rest of the team is, though. Electric going to be on the roof. The 2 other players, Bunny and Yadam, going to be in the compound to the south. They're going to get crashed by a completely different team. And never mind, they just kept driving once they heard the footsteps. So right now we're going to be looking at a 2v4 situation right here into this compound. So Electric going to have a good spot on the top of this house. Going to have that little skylight above. Drop a nade right through that hole with these dudes just chilling below, and they'll be like, really no idea where this thing came from. And here comes Veggie trying to get up on the roof to get up top. Try to take that battle against Electra. And going to be peeking through the smoke. Veggie going to go prone. Electra going to go ahead and get the knock. Tries to go for the thirst. And Veggie going to be using the little chimney right there as some cover. And here comes the rest of Buzz now as well. So it's going to be a 4v2. Bunny is going to get knocked. Tries to go for the thirst. And the rest of the team is now going to start pushing up towards these stairs. And I can't see her name. It's moving too fast. And Bambi is going to get the knock onto one of the players for underscore right there. Was able to get out the door before she could go ahead and get that thirst. They're going to go ahead and push forward now to the compound. Marilyn is directly behind. He's going to be sitting over there trying to third-person peek this one and try to get some kind of position on them. Right now, I really don't think that they even know that they're there. And that nade is going to go way too far. Jump and make it. There we go. Electra may have the high ground right here onto Maryland. They definitely know that there's going to be right in the vicinity. Electra's going to go from the one compound to the next, jump right over Maryland. That's going to force, go ahead and move. Jumps off of the roof while in midair. Gets a couple headshots and that kill right there for Buzz. All right, so Yennefer is going to be singled out from the rest of the team. Right now, we're going to be looking at a 2v1 situation. So let's see how she ends up taking this one on. Ends up taking a couple Uzi shots right there into the back. and tries to come out the back window, make it in the direction of her team. That way she can go ahead and get some support. You can now see Jade is going to be pushing up on this right-hand side. And Deshaun and Terminators is going to be right inside of it. I believe they ended up getting a knock onto another member of Prism. So right now we're going to be looking at a 2v1. Deshaun going to come out with the, I believe, nade. No, it's going to be a smoke. And see if they go ahead and try to push off of this one. Third party from the rest of Team 13. So Dua ends up pushing into the compound. They hop out and see Jade right there behind the rock, third person peeking. And I believe they only took a couple shots. And just unfortunate situations sometimes. So we still have quite a few teams somewhat deep in this blue zone. Team 24 are going to be way outside of it, and they're going to be near the Villanova area. Really hope this is, well, not sure what's going on here. Might be AFK, but definitely going to bleed out. Really no way they're making it to the zone. And here's the rest of Team 15. Going to be making their way in. Let's see if I can get over here to Team 21 real quick before this battle ends up finishing. And XM going to get a knock onto another member of Buzz. You can see Bunny's going back and forth. Bunny's going to land the last couple shots right there with the MP5. That is by far the only reason I play this map. I absolutely love that gun. I'm more of, if I can use 9s, I'll use 9s. Like, when they took away the UMP9 from the game and made it the UMP45, I was so pissed. That was one of my go-to primaries. I won't even use the UMP45 anymore, but I absolutely love the Uzi. I love the MP5. I love the VSS. To me, they're all really underrated guns. With how fast their fire rate is, like, they're absolutely deadly. Even the VSS up close, don't zoom it in, just hip fire. It's basically just like the Uzi MP5 everything. The fire rate is ridiculous. Just only problem, 20 bullets. Or, well, if you don't have the extended mag, 10. But if I only have a VSS with 10 bullets, I can't find an extended mag, I'm not keeping it because I don't like single firing it. I have to have all 20 of those bullets to go ahead and full auto. But whenever I run one, I have to keep at least like 300, 350 bullets because I go through bullets so fast in that thing. It is absolutely ridiculous. One thing I have been doing lately that I never did before, and you guys might think I'm crazy for this, I just recently switched to 4-finger claw from 3-finger. I used to play on just like one of the base level settings for like sensitivity. I used to play on high. I really don't know how I used to get kills, but somehow I just worked through it. Within the last 2 weeks, I adjusted literally every sensitivity on every single one of my scopes. I don't know how I lived without it before. Like, it's night and day difference. I didn't even know you could extend the side of your screen. I had it at 100, and I think I put it up to like, what, 125? I can see so much more on the left and the right-hand sides of my screens now. Like, being in Prism showed me a couple things. I've ended up growing quite a bit as an actual player. Definitely a big shout out for those guys. They will work with you in any way possible to grow your career. Out comes a nice AWM shot right there by Antho. He's going to take that shot on Victoria right through the window. Lynn is going to move up. Should have no issues getting that revive off. Doesn't look like the rest of Accelerate is in any kind of position to go ahead and push onto this compound. They also really don't know how many of the members are still up. Let's go back here with Team 8 and Buzz now. They ended up trying to crash right here. Team Panic did. Pulled up right onto Buzz, and they ended up taking him out. See how many kills these guys have so far. They're going to be rocking it out with 7 this round. So definitely killing it this round. So I believe all of our teams have finally made it into the zone. Not sure what Wesh is doing up here. Fortunately, does have the SnowBack. SnowBack crazy quick. Only problem, doesn't take a whole lot of bullets to blow that thing up. So we're about to see our next zone shift. This one's going to pretty much stay pretty much centralized. We're not going to really have to see any team rotate in except for Team 17 and Vape up there at the top. Other than that, they're pretty much just going to have free reign to go ahead and loot and just wait the next, 30 seconds for zone to go ahead and start pushing in. So Team 17 shouldn't have really any issues coming into the zone. Pretty much clear all the way around up there on that northeastern side. Everybody, from what I can tell, they're pretty much going to be the south and the west on this one. And Team 17 is going to continue rotating forward. They're going to go right in towards these teams. I'm going to go ahead and spectate in with these guys. They are rolling up right now on top of team number 10. You can already see the shots coming off, hitting the vehicle on these guys. And let's see where they end up rotating to. There's really not going to be a good spot in this zone right now. So I think they're just going to call it a day and crash the compound that Team 10 currently already occupies. So Nakat going to come out with a knock. Redux going to get knocked in between these couple logs on the ground over here. And Jack going to be knocked in between these two buildings as well. And we're also seeing a bunch of shots down here between Team 11 and Buzz. Currently, one player going to be knocked for Buzz, 3 knocked for Team 11. And Yadam going to be right there to go ahead and clean that up for these guys. And I believe they ended up only losing one person from this exchange. They should be able to get that 3-man back up. Right now, this round, Buzz is absolutely killing it. So I'd love to see them go ahead and place top 3 with all the hard work they have already put into this round. And we're going to rotate back over here to Team 10 once again. Currently, they're going to have 2 members down. It does look like they were able to take Team 17 out that went ahead and crashed the compound earlier. Shut up. So we're going to go ahead and rotate away from this one. It is possible Team 13 could meet up with either of the 2 right there, but we're going to go ahead and see what everyone else is up to real quick. Zone is going to go back to the north just a little bit, leaving quite a few teams on that southern end out. We're going to see an abundance of teams rotating in through the south. As you can see, what is that? Team 24 is going to be rotating up to very edge right now. Accelerate going to be pretty much doing the same thing. And Hiss going to be right there to go ahead and finish that off for their teammate. That is going to bring Team 24 down to a 3-man. You can currently see Zuki is already knocked for that team, so they're only going to have 2 members still standing right now. And just everybody is rotating. It's going to go ahead and check in with Team 18 now. And ends up getting knocked on there by Mad Boy just below for Team 16. And it does look like Chromus has pushed up in this vicinity. Let's see if I can get here before this battle ends up finishing. Not only that, but they are going to have to worry about Team 14 just below all these boulders as well. And I think it may be down to just Mad Boy over here for Team 16. Let's go ahead and spectate in. Gonna go ahead and get the thirst off. So we're going to be down to 10 teams right now. Going to see a little bit of shift to the eastern side right now. Only one player for Team 10 currently in this one. And then zone pretty much going to be completely open. No compounds, pretty much open field. A little bit of some hills and some dips. So hopefully everybody's stocked up on some smokes. This next zone is going to be pretty hairy for some of these teams. I've noticed quite a few of them don't have vehicles. So they're going to have to either slow rotate in or try to run and gun away from the blue zone, especially with how far some of these teams are going to have to rotate forward. So let's go ahead and check in with Accelerate over here. They're going to most likely try to gatekeep Team 24 from making their way into this one. They do have a very good spot right here on the very edge of this, so they really won't have to go too far for this next zone. You can see Team 24 now going to hop in that vehicle, make their rotation to the right, and one of them ends up getting knocked. That's going to be Zuki. And the other member is going to have to continue rotating. He's going to go right in between Team 14. Go prone right there in the field, as you can see. Like I said earlier, the SnowBacks don't really take a whole lot of damage to go ahead and get those things blown up. So Matt Boy ends up going out to the play zone. And Team 14 is going to go ahead and push in. They're going to go ahead and get a combination of the vehicle explosion and a couple bullets. I believe Lynn is going to go ahead and get the confirm for that one. But they're also going to have to worry about Accelerate placing some shots downrange right now. You could hear them taking some shots as soon as they went to go ahead and try to loot that crate. That's why they went ahead and had to smoke it off. And Team 10 moving into this area now as well. So we're going to be looking at a 4v2 right here. And only problem is blue zone is coming in. What kind of positions can these guys get without being third-partied by Accelerate? And Snow trying to come up with some shots from that Uzi. Lin going back and forth. Wiz going to get knocked on the right-hand side. And I believe Buzz is trying to third-party this one. So potentially they could have very good lines of sights on these guys back. Unfortunately for Team 14, they did lose Lin. So that will bring them down to, I believe, just a one-man for the rest of this one. As you can see through the kill feed right now, Antho's still going off with the AWM, getting a knock up there for Accelerate, and I think that was on to one of the members over there for Team 23. As far as I can tell, it does look like they were able to get him back up. I'm going to go ahead and spectate in with these guys, see the battle unfolding between them. We have enough time after this one ends. I'll probably go back over there to the third-party action. And Electra does get the knock onto Snow. Ends up getting the thirst. And Antho does take down the last member for Team 14. So we're just looking at one member up for Buzz right now. And it's going to be the third party from Accelerate over there. So that is going to eliminate Buzz from this last round as well. As you can see, Team 10's trying to make their rotation forward. They're all getting picked off as they try to run away from the blue zone. And that's normally what happens in this zone. You don't really want to sit very edge. A lot of the times, if you get a hard shift, zone is, well, I take that back. If zone shifts away and you're right on the very edge, all these teams in the very center, like Accelerate, basically just got free kills because they know these people don't want to be taken out by the zone. They're going to want to try to get in as quickly as possible. So if they already had a position in the zone, they're just going to sit there, monitor the blue zone, and just watch all these teams pour in. And they already know they're not going to have the opportunity to go ahead and get some cover. There's really not a whole lot in the zone except for a couple trees. So as long as they have just a couple angles, they can pretty much take anybody out rotating through. And right now, their kills show it. They're rocking 13 so far for this round. And we're down to our three final teams. We're looking at a 4-man for Accelerate, a 2-man for Team 13. Let me bring these names back up. War Dynasty over here. And you're looking at a duo over there for 7 Adams France. So just a little bit of damage done now to Hisk over here. Do see a knot coming out from one of the players from Team 13 on to Wiz. They're going to go ahead and hop into that Dacia, make their rotation forward, and XRA ends up stealing that from them. And I believe they took out the other player for Team 10 as well. So you're now looking at your final 2 teams. You're looking at a 4v2 situation. Unfortunately, Deshaun ends up being knocked. Brings it down to a 1-man, and the rest of the team is right there to go ahead and place the last couple shots onto the last member for War Dynasty. So very nice job right there by XLR8. They went out with it's 11, 12, 13, 14. 16 kills that round. So a very nice job to those guys. I believe it's only 4 rounds if I remember correctly. So let me just double check before I end the stream. So if it does end up only being the 4 games, guys, I do appreciate all of you tuning in, all the follows today. If you're currently watching and haven't already, please do me a favor. Go ahead and give me a follow onto my Twitch and my Trovo. Definitely trying to hit goals onto both of them on Twitch. I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers. I believe I'm at like 860 right now. And Trovo, brand new platform for me, trying to hit 100 followers. I think I might be around like maybe a little below 20 right now. I believe I've only streamed to it like 2 or 3 times now. So would definitely love to get your guys' support on both of those. If you're currently watching on Facebook or YouTube, please go ahead and visit those channels. Give me a follow. As always, definitely appreciate it. And I'll be back later tonight, guys. I'm going to be hosting my own stream at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So if you want to come back and view in again, would love to have you guys one more time. Other than that, the only other day I'm going to be streaming this week is going to be Friday. And going to be doing another EU event. Going to be hosting for Tip Top Esports. Believe they ended up seeing me casting for this last week. So love to step in some new things when I'm definitely not like doing anything. I think I have to go back to work either next week or the week after, so definitely won't be able to do too many more EU events except for maybe on the weekends. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in. As always, I will see you guys later tonight.